Ew. Okay, so we are continuing our Winter's Daughter campaign in BXD&D or Old School Essentials, depending on how you want. Goodness, I can't say it. Old School Essentials, depending on how you want to roll. We're using some of my house rules as far as combat, and also we're using the magic system from Wonders and Wickedness. So we got a little bit of a grab bag here. And the last session, the heroes, we'll call them, had entered into the tomb of Sir Chide in search of treasure. Specifically, Bjorn is looking for a magical sword. The others are, I guess along for the ride, but also, tomb of famous paladin. It's going to be full of stocked with treasure. There's been a little bit of you found a few little things, I guess. But as you were exploring a very large room with lots of carved columns and two very intricately carved hounds chained to the door, you decided maybe to go through the southern door first. And when you opened it, you're looking into a room with, among other things, a giant hole in the floor, some dripping slime, a few skeletons dancing on walls across the air, and some open some open sarcophagus. But possibly more appealing, the skeletons seem to be laden with some jewelry. So as we kind of come into the situation, let's intro our characters. You can tell us what you're thinking, and we'll go from there. So, Crystal, Faywin, what's Faywin thinking at this moment here?
Faywin is looking into this room, and she just goes, "Oh, interesting," and she pulls out an old leather-bound journal and grabs a quill and begins to write down some notes as she's watching these skeleton specters kind of dance around. Uh, and she's, just going, like, of all the things that I thought might be down here, this is not one of the things I would thought would be down here. And that is Faywin, a magic user.
Excellent. So seeing these two skeletons, one wearing a beautiful gold medallion, another one with a pearl necklace. What is Adrian thinking when he sees these dancing skeletons?
The man known as Smiling Adrian has one of the largest smiles you've seen him with right now as he sees the jewelry and trying to take in the whole aura of this room, what all this room has. But he sees the skeletons and he looks towards them, and he puts one of his arms out and he goes, "You mentioned you need a dance partner, I do believe. Shall we dance?" That
Excellent.
is Smiling Adrian, the thief slash merchant.
Fantastic. With you is Puritessa. Tell us what she's up to, Nikki.
Puritessa is watching the dancing skeletons in some measure of delight, as it's a really neat magic that she's never seen before, and she'd like to learn how to do that. She's also looking at the slime with an idea that maybe she could get a sample and maybe experiment with that in her still. So that is kind of what she is looking at, fascinated by the magic and really interested in the slime. And she's a magic user.
Yeah, I guess after being attacked by several fey creatures and floating objects over the course of the last few days, a couple of dancing skeletons isn't really scaring anybody at this point, especially since they're so jovial. Finally, Bjorn, you're feeling a little bit strange. You're not really sure what happened. The last thing you realized, well, you tell us what's going on with Bjorn a moment ago, Mike.
I just left the campsite, and we were talking about Acolyte Fenton, and I really got hungry because I mean I know he liked mushrooms and that, and I thought I would go find some mushrooms. And my stomach was growling, and I wandered off, and then I saw a bunch of these mushrooms in this circle, and but they looked really inviting, and my mouth started watering, and so I just kind of wandered over there, and I started picking them, and now I'm here.
Indeed,
So
you are.
yes, so I'm a little confused
Yeah,
by
you
this.
you do recognize people that you know, including Piratessa, Theywin, and Adrian, but you don't see some of the other people that had been with you before.
Yes. He says a lot. I don't know about this, guys. And he kind of looks at each of you, kind of side eye.
Okay, so that is Bjorn from another place. So we'll get into that in a second. So just to recap, or people didn't, if anybody who's watching and maybe didn't see the other part, or maybe you guys don't remember. So this is, you can see it on Roll20. It's a pretty long room. There's about 5 sarcophagi in here. On which will be your right hand side because you're facing south. Those two are broken open. There's a huge gash in the floor. Above it, in the ceiling, there's dripping this kind of purpley, almost translucent, like very. You can. I mean, it's got a purple glint to it because it's kind of like it's making the whole room glow a bit. But it's more almost transparent, but it's translucent. The 2 skeletons in question are kind of they're not quite over that gap, so they're not being showered by the slime that's dripping. They are kind of they're kind of just behind it, so to the south of it, and to what would be your left, there's 3 more sarcophagi that are all closed. They speak with kind of an old accent, in kind of a scratchy voice. I mean, they're skeletons, and they say they beckon you, come dance with us, and they're doing the waltz. So what are you guys doing? So yeah, if you say that to the matron, they don't stop to dance with you, but they beckon you as a group to dance.
How high up from the floor level are they?
So the ceiling in here is about 12 foot tall. They're floating maybe like a foot below the ceiling, and they're 6 foot, but maybe they're 5.5 foot tall. So you could they're like maybe 5 foot off the ground, maybe 4 or 5 feet.
Adrian will turn and look towards Piratessa and go, smile, darling, it's okay. And he's going to grab Piratessa and start dancing.
Oh, my.
Excellent. Are you gonna enter the room?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. What about the other 2? Excellent.
Bjorn looks at Faywin.
Yeah, Faywin says, well, when in Rome. And she'll just like take Bjorn by the hand and like lead him into the room.
Yeah, he goes, I feel like I'm dreaming. Oh, this feels like a dream, really.
Okay. There's not a whole lot of space where you are, but you can dance close to the door. If you wanted to move closer to the skeletons, without getting on top of the sarcophagi that are on the left-hand side for you, so the east side basically, you'd have to like get up on them, or you'll risk getting some of this purple slime on you. So that's up to you. If you're trying to get closer to the skeletons, I don't know if you are or not. But what you immediately notice is the first sarcophagi that's basically to the north of you, the one that's closest to the door. You can actually see on it that there's like a brass plaque kind of on the front of it, facing that gash, and it seems to be etched with a portrait of a lady. She's kind of in like a long flowing gown. She has a large nose, big hair. She's dressed kind of in an old fashioned way, and she's kind of holding a book. With one of these expressions, like she's reading, basically. She's maybe that kind of thing. Yeah.
Faywin is gonna kind of like dance her way over to that coffin, and when she gets there, she's gonna like look at it and see if she can read any like names or anything like that.
Okay.
Dates, you know.
You're definitely getting close to the slime, so just so you know, if you dance over there, you're gonna have to make a save to avoid it, if you care to avoid it.
Um, yeah, I'll make a save to avoid it. Save
Okay.
versus what?
How does Bjorn feel about that?
Well, since I think I'm dreaming, I'm with this.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'm dancing with the one I love. This is great.
Fantastic. Yeah. So you guys can make a saving throw. We'll say versus breath weapon because it's kind of an area effect.
Oh, great! Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
great with breath weapon.
Excellent.
Oh, crap. Yeah, I just missed it. 15 under 16.
Okay. How about Bjorn?
Bjorn makes it.
Hey. All right, Bjorn. You feel? I mean, Feywin's a good dancer, but man, she feels lighter than air, and you actually see that she starts to float. Feywin, you feel like a little bit of this slime hit your skin, and it's almost like when you drip oil into water, how it just like spreads out. That's how it feels, like all over your body. Like it feels like it coats your body like in an instant. And you feel incredibly light, and you start floating to the ceiling.
I start grasping at her, trying to maintain my hold on her.
Yeah, I mean, since you're dancing, you can hold her waist or whatever, or her shoulders, depending on where you have her, and you can hold her down. She's very, very lightweight. Think like a helium balloon. You know, maybe a little bit less. You know, she can lift like what she's wearing, her clothes and stuff. But you're strong. You know, a normal person can hold her down for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, she's definitely floating.
I'll grab her by the hips and just pull her down.
Okay. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I mean, since you went over there and read it, like I said, there's this drawing on there. And it is marked actually with a name written in Woldish, a kind of an old style like font, and it says Lady Amaranda, Mother.
Lady Amaranda, Mother.
Adrian is seeing this happen to Faywin as she starts to try to float up in the air. He just stops in mid dance with Piratessa, and he goes, "Oh my! I wonder if she would float up there and dance with the skeletons. If maybe they would give her one of those beautiful gems as a present."
Maybe. How is she floating? Did we see what happened?
You just basically she's they're waltzing, and then she just like takes that step back, and you can see her feet start to raise off the ground. But Bjorn just kind of like has his hand on her waist, and he just kind of like lowers her back down. But she's definitely floating. Like if he lets go, she just starts floating back up again. Again, think of like a helium balloon, you know.
Right.
All right, so she's over at that northwest tomb, right?
Yeah, northwest. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
That's where you are.
Gonna...
Sorry, I'm sorry. That's where you are. That's what you're asking me.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Phelan's going to take out her grappling hook and her rope, and she's going to try to swing it and like grab the bottom left tomb, the southwest tomb. She's going to try and like hook her grappling hook to that and pull herself over to it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you could do that. I don't think it would be that hard of a shot. It'd take you a minute or so to pull the grappling hook out. Bjorn, you see that Faye is struggling to get stuff out of her pack.
Yeah.
You do notice though when you get the grappling hook out that you start spinning it and then you kind of throw it. It lands and it kind of hooks on the side and then gently starts to float up, and the rope is floating. Like everything that we were in contact with, well, except for Bjorn because he made a saving throw, has this kind of lightness to it. So the hook just floats up to the ceiling.
Huh.
With the rope, yeah.
Interesting.
Did I ever tell you you're like a breath of fresh air?
I believe you mentioned it before. Hey, do you think you could like go over there and hook that rope onto that tomb for me?
He goes, sure. And he swings her around, and he will clumsily waltz to the other tomb. And
Okay, you're going to go. Do you want to like climb up on top of the tombs that are on the right hand, the left hand side rather, so the east, or do you want to walk straight through the middle where you're going to possibly get hit by the slime again?
What slime?
Okay. Yeah. So you dance across the gaping hole.
Yes.
I mean, you jump over it. You don't just assume that you can just walk across it.
Right.
Correct. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
make
it's a leap. I mean, she's kind of flying, my
Yeah.
angel. So I'll just fly with her.
Okay. But you are going to jump, so is what I'm saying. You're not just going to step
Yes.
over. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make a saving throw then again. Another one versus breath. As you jump through the shower of slime.
That's a 17. Yes.
Yeah. You jump through. You spin through. You're like spinning and waltzing, and you kind of spin, and Faywin gets the brunt of the slime as you kind of circle through the through towards the other thing. Yeah, so you dance over. You're kind of under. I mean, they're not so tall that like I said, their feet are only about maybe 5 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
You're kind of under where the other skeletons are, but you're on that side now, and you can see that this tomb also has a brass plate that has an etching on it. This one is of a stocky, round-headed, kind of bearded man, and it says Lord Brigforwith, Father Brigforwith. Yeah, Brigforwith.
Lord Brigforth.
Yep.
Have the skeletons, have they reacted to any of the dancing from like us or Bjorn and them?
Yeah, they seem to be happy that you're dancing. I mean, they're continuing their waltz. Occasionally, making jovial comments like, "Aha! The music is fine. I could dance like this for eternity." As you guys, as you're dancing.
Yeah, Adrian mutters, "It seems you have been."
All right, Phelan is gonna give Bjorn like the end of the rope, and she's gonna like pull the other end like around her waist, and she's gonna say, "Let me float up there to them, Bjorn."
Just whatever you want, my love. And he kind of lofts her up.
Yeah.
While
Yeah.
while they're doing that, Adrian wants to. He's going to stop dancing with Piratessa. He's going to go. I'm going to take a look at what is on the other side of the room. He's going to move to the northeast, where the three sarcophagi on that side, the very top one. He'll move
Okay.
over that one.
Sure. That one is also it has a brass plate on it with an etching. This is a kind of a thin man. He's leaning on a staff. He's got spectacles on, kind of at the end of his nose. And he's kind of looking pretty satisfied with himself. And it says underneath, Brandywith the Good Brother.
Yeah, he's. Is
That one's
this one of the
closed.
ones that's open? It's
No.
closed. Okay.
Yep. That one's closed. That's still sealed. The two that are open are the two that are on the other side of the room, basically.
Yeah, he's going to look towards Piratessa and go, "These names, do you recognize any of these names? Or Bjorn, does it have anything to do with your legend that you know of?"
What legend are you talking about?
Oh,
Adrian, you're such a good friend to me.
Oh, you come here to find a sword. Are you foggy right now? Your mind?
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't come for a sword. I'm looking for the ring. I mean, the Lady of the Wood said I need to find the ring.
What about Whistling Bracer, Searchide's sword, and
What?
the
Never
whole
heard
legend?
of it. What legend?
The one
mean,
that you told me about, Bjorn.
No, I've been telling you about all these dreams I've had. I mean, Faywin, my love, tell them about all the times that I've talked to you about us adventuring, and so I can fulfill this quest of finding the Lady of the Wood and the ring.
Yeah, he's done a lot of talking about questing. And then Phelan reaches up to the skeletons, and she's gonna, like, as best she can, I mean, she's floating. She's gonna, like, as best she can, like, bow to, like, lower herself, and she's gonna be like, Lady Amaranda and Lord Brigforth, I thank you for inviting someone so lowly as me to your grand estate to dance with you.
So yeah, they kind of she does like a curtsy. They do the thing where like they kind of spread out, and he like does a little bow, and they say, all should come and celebrate. The land is free of the fairy, and now we can live in peace. Our son has cleared the land for all of us.
Yes, your son, who is
Sir Chide.
Assuming that
Chide. Say Chide.
Sir Chide.
Why, of course. Well, I mean, I do not want to belittle our other two sons, but sure, it is, yes, Sir Chide, our middle son, at that, the second son. Normally, it's the eldest son, and the mother kind of looks at the father, like with that, like don't talk bad about your children as he's talking, and he says, but yes, he has destroyed the fair. Unfortunately, in the final battle, he has passed, but his legend will live on forever, and thus we must celebrate, for the wood is free of the Ice King.
Adrian's going to move on down to the middle and take a look at it for names or inscriptions.
Okay, yeah, the middle one also, again, they all have these like brass inscriptions. That one has a kind of what you would imagine to be some kind of a warrior. He's in like a chainmail suit, kind of a mustache, with no, he's got like the chainmail, like the hood that they have, like no helmet or anything, and he's got like the chainmail, and he's holding a bow in his hand, and at his side is a what appears to be some kind of a hunting dog, and it says Brigford the Wise, brother.
Piratessa, I think I have found the owner of the hunting hounds. Maybe this has an inscription of a warrior with some hounds. Maybe it is his room that is back up further north.
it's quite possible, Adrian. When they say
He'll
brother,
he'll continue on down to the bottom one too. Whenever.
Okay. If you want to move down that far, you'll have to unless you want to climb on top of them, you're going to have to get past the slime.
He's gonna climb on top of them because he thinks that the slime, even though he doesn't know it did not hit Bjorn, he thinks maybe that slime has affected Bjorn's memory or whatever. So he's gonna climb.
Yeah, go. Yeah, you do that. Maybe there's like a hesitation where you think like that might piss off the skeletons. They don't seem to realize they're engaged in a conversation. So you can move across the top of those sarcophagi and get down onto the other side. This one has a what appears to be a female in a kind of a somber dress, like no ornamentation or whatever, and she has a veil in front of her face. I mean, they're etching, so there's not color or anything, but you get the feeling it might be like some kind of a mourning-looking thing. And she has her arms like this, and she's cradling what appears to be a cat. She's patting it, and it says, "Emmeline the Chaste, sister."
And all these three on this side are all closed and sealed, right?
These are all sealed. Yep. Only the two on the other side are open.
I would tell Adrian, I don't know, since it seems like Brigford is buried here. I even though he has a dog on his sarcophagus, I don't think that's his room up north. I think that's Sir Chide's room.
Yes, I do see that now. I don't believe that we have seen, like you say, there's nothing here indicating Sir Chad's name at all.
Lady Amaranda and Lord Brigford, the last time I was here, you two had a couple of dogs. They were so large and yet very friendly. I can't seem to recall their names at this moment. What were your champions called?
Well, we have had many dogs on the estate. Do you mean for hunting?
I believe they were called your champions. I believe that's what. Perhaps it was Sir Chide who called them his champions,
Companions, Faywin. Companions.
companions.
Oh, oh yes. Our son had faithful hounds. What were their names? Oh yes, I remember. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you the names in a second. Because I do know
Old
the
and
names.
on. Yes, that was it.
Their names are. Well, I mean, meta, the module doesn't say that they would know the names of the dogs, but why wouldn't the parents know the names of the dogs? That doesn't make any sense. So now I have to find the location of the names. Okay, they are Cheddar, Cheder. I assume that's pronounced Cheddar, and Flagger, Faleger. I mean, they don't spell it for you, but you would know that's how it's spelled.
Flagr.
Faleger.
Or Falger. Yeah, okay. Ah, yes, that
Oh,
was it. Ah, yes. Such loyal companions to him.
Yes, well, a man must have his hounds for hunting.
Yes, I agree. Yes. Well, again, thank you. And
No, ask him about the Lady of the Wood. The Lady of the Wood.
Um. Uh. You said that your son defeated all of the elves, right?
All the fairies, the Elf King, put him in the ground, or wherever they go, to rot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. That's just incredible. I'm so glad he freed our lands. But please do not allow me to take more of your time. Allow me to leave and be with my loved one again, so that we may continue our dance. And she'll bow one more time and begin to pull herself down the rope.
Okay, yeah, they start to dance again.
Adrian wants to go to the south door. Is it closed and locked?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
You
he
can open
wants
it.
To, yeah, he's gonna look for traps first, though. Of course,
Oh, okay, yeah, you can do that.
I got 4 and 6.
Okay. All right, yeah, you check it. Let's go here. To find that room again. Yeah. Nothing. Nothing seems out of place or a trap or anything, especially from this side. This is basically the interior part. So there is like a lock, but you don't have to use a key or anything. You can just flip the lever, and
Yeah, he'll open it and you'll look through it.
yeah, you immediately recognize that you're looking back into that opening chamber, the one where you fought the holy relics, the crucifix and the book and such.
Yeah, he just kind of shudders and closes the door and says out to no one, "Oh, we've already been this way. It's the place where I got my hand injured and all the little flying objects. We've already been this way. I guess we will have to go back north then." And he'll start climbing back across the sarcophagi to get back to where the group is.
Okay. Yeah, I mean they seem to be involved in their dancing. They're not really paying much attention to you as you kind of climb back. I mean, actually, Bjorn and Faywin are on that side with you, actually. So
Yeah, Faywin will grab Bjorn's hand and go, "Okay, my love, let us head north."
Oh, North? Yes. This is wonderful. So, how many children do you want?
I didn't realize you guys were a couple.
Oh,
What? Yeah, I mean, of course we are, Pyrotesta.
but I mean, we
Like,
came out
that's
here
why
together.
we were invited here to dance.
Yes.
That's why we were invited here to dance.
Yes.
But this is very okay. That's very strange to me. I thought it was not the sense I got from you two just about 10 minutes ago.
Well,
Arthessa,
we came out here
and
together.
we've clearly been a couple this whole time.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you
I
know,
mean,
the
that's-
whole my
Hey,
love
wanna-
thing. You know, just forget. Let's come on, Bjorn. Take me to the north, please.
He kind of leans over. Is Tessa over there too? Or is she on the? Are you on the other
No,
side?
no, she's actually on the other side. The three of you are
Yeah.
are on the southern part of the room. Peritus is still at the northern door. She never came
Yeah.
down.
And he does the whole, speaking behind his hand. I'm trying to find the ring with the prince and the princess in it, so that I can get it to her to marry me.
Oh,
The engagement ring.
I don't think that's what that ring is for, though, Bjorn.
You know, But I mean, I know I'm supposed to rescue the Lady of the Wood too, but I mean, if I can get her the ring,
Hey,
she'll have to. I mean, she can't say no to me, right?
maybe we shouldn't be talking about this here, in the middle of this room. You know, with the parents of the champion who drove all the fairies away.
Well, how could anyone say no to you,
Yes.
Bjorn?
Yes.
I love dreaming. This is so fun.
Adrian is going to look at Piratessa and kind of give her a little that look like, these two have lost their mind. And he's going to grip one of his daggers even closer in his good hand as he's moving back across, thinking they've been affected by this slime.
Okay. Yeah, the skeletons again. They continue to dance, and all they say to any of what you were talking about is when you do mention the sun, they start reminiscing again. Yes, our son destroyed the Cold Prince and drove all the fairies back to their realm. He's a great hero, and will be remembered for ages to come.
Piratessa, before we leave the room, would like to get a sample of the slime if she can.
Sure,
Don't
I
smile
got it.
like that, Daniel.
how you gonna do that?
Well, she has a few vials. She's gonna try to
You
very
gonna stick your
carefully.
hand in there?
Yeah,
Alright.
here's what I mean.
Okay.
He doesn't know that's what
Yeah, you could definitely do that. For that, I'm going to say you're going to need to make a check against dexterity. Roll
Okay.
4d6 and get under your dex to not get it on you.
Okay. Nope. 2 over.
Okay, yeah, so you're filling the vial and it's all good. And then you pull it back, and when you do, a little bit just drips on your hand. And instantly, like I said, it's like when oil hits water, it just, like it covers you can feel it just cover your skin. And all of a sudden, you're just like, and yeah, you float. You are
Grab a
light.
Bjorn. Grab a Bjorn.
Well, Beyond's still on the other side of the room.
Yeah.
You want to run through it again?
Well, certainly, I could fly just like everyone else. And he kind of takes a couple of big steps and then leaps up into the air to try to grab her and hopefully clear the chasm.
Okay, go ahead and make another save versus Breath of Wind. Your luck is holding out.
That's a 1.
Oh, hey. Yeah, you jump right through it. And yeah, I mean, you never come back down. You're like going up, and then you just keep going. And yeah, you kind of run into Piratessa. You crash into her, and you both kind of float up to the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Bjorn.
Can I have this dance, madame?
Well, I think we might make Feywind jealous.
Because I know it's part of my plan.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh.
And Feywin's gonna is there a wall she can bounce off and towards the other door?
Yeah, I mean, you can basically, with your hands, move across the ceiling,
Yeah. So yeah, she'll do that. She'll try and bounce off the ceiling and down towards the northern door.
Yep, you can do that. I mean, as soon as you go down, you just go right back up, of course.
Yeah.
Now we know it's the slime that makes people fly. So that's knowledge that we've gained. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Hey, Adrian, how come you're not flying?
Oh, it is not my specialty at all, but thanks anyway.
You know, I'm kind of thinking about, I think you should probably be flying with us. We could like all do this together.
Oh, that's quite okay. And Adrian's going to actually start walking out of this room back into the other room up north.
To the north, okay, that makes sense. Sure, towards the where the. So this room, if you remember, or Mike wasn't here, so this room is full of columns. So Bjorn wasn't here either. Um, it's got 4 columns. They are pretty intricately carved, with lots of scenes of the battle against the Fae. The room itself is, empty. Besides that, they searched it pretty well. But to the north, in the northern part of the room, there's like that T section where you can see it up there. You see those 2 very, very, very nice drawings of 2 very large dogs who are chained to the door. The dogs are made of stone. The door is made of stone. The chain is made out of iron. Well, some kind of metal, iron probably.
He's going to wait at the southernmost column there
Okay.
to kind of wait and see if the rest of them come on through or what happens with them.
Okay. Yeah. What's everybody doing?
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to get out the door.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Who had actually, you walked out into the darkness, I think, there, Adrian, right? Because isn't, who has the torch? I keep forgetting that. Was it Paratessa?
There's a sconce on one of the.
Oh, that's right. You left a torch out here. That's right. I'm sorry.
I
Thank you,
did.
Crystal.
Yep, in the sconce. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So the room is lit. I mean, not that walking out into the darkness is a bad thing, per se.
So. Oh, well. Are we all going out the north door, or are you 2 staying back?
No,
I'm
we
dancing.
have to. No, I would tell Bjorn, we have to go with our friends now, Bjorn. We have to go. We still
we're
have
going?
a mission.
Where
still
are we
have to
going?
find out the door, out the north door, the door we're next to.
Okay. This is fun.
It is very
I like
fun.
this. I can't even remember being hungry.
Well, if you ever do get hungry, I have some mushrooms.
Oh, you do? I was picking mushrooms. That's exactly why. I bet you I ate the mushrooms. That's
I'm
what
sure
it
you
is.
did. I'm sure you did. Now,
Yes.
come on, let's get out this room and help our friends. We still need the ring and the sword.
Is it no the ring? You keep talking about the sword. I don't know what you're talking about. There's a ring that's supposed to be by the tomb.
Yes, well, we do need to find that, so let's just go out the door.
Okay.
Go in there. Yeah. Fly out there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're flying. You're more just like levitating, for less lack of a better word. So, as Crystal probably described it really well, like you're gonna have to like push off the ceiling and bounce, and then go back up, and use your hands to go across it. I mean, it's not so strong of a pull that you can't, use your muscles. Basically, you don't get flat up against the ceiling, but you can use your hands to balance yourself. I'll say.
So when she gets out here, she's gonna say to Adrian, "Well, I know the names of the companions now."
Yes, I heard you speaking to him of that. Maybe we should go up to the door and you call out the 2 names and that will open it for us.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't think they can get me up here, but you're down there by yourself.
Do not worry about me, dear. I've taken care of myself through these years, and if it is time for me to meet the fate of whatever god or whatever, I will meet my fate.
Oh, that was also a good cover story, by the way, Bjorn. Like the whole lovers thing, I was afraid there that Paratessa was gonna mess the whole thing up, and the ghosts were gonna get angry at us, but I guess they don't really care. Nobles.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean pretending?
The whole love of my life. Pretty good.
Oh, yes,
Mhm.
yes. That's right. That was pretending. wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I just said. You're acting really weird, Bjorn.
So it wasn't you thought I was pretending?
I mean, yeah, you were pretending, obviously.
But we love each other. We came out here together. I mean, we got a future together. That's what I
mean,
thought.
Yeah, we came out here together, you know, with John and Ulrich and that other guy.
No, they left ahead of us.
Well, yeah. Well,
No,
they
like
actually
months
came
ahead
back
of
and told
us.
me you were dead.
Well, that's silly because I went with you in the fall. After they
No,
came
we
back.
left in the spring.
No, it was in the fall because we were talking about the leaves. Don't you
Oh.
remember that? I was trying to make up that poem for you about the leaves, and I can't remember. I mean, I can't remember the poem, but I mean, it was something like, "My heart falls for you like the acorns from the trees, as we float through the air." Uh, I, I, I don't. I'm a bad poet. I know that, but you loved it. You thought it was great.
Adrian looks at Piratessa and then points at Bjorn and goes, "He is completely went mad, I think. Shall we continue up north to the door? Dear Faywin, can you bring those names and see if the dogs will respond? Your friend Bjorn is, you think he hit his head or something. He's not acting his old self."
Mm,
Maybe that
Or
charm spell
something.
did more than charm him.
Yeah, as you're staying there and preparing to do this, so a couple things. Number one, you hear an ominous baying of hounds coming from the south. It's not as loud as it was the last time you heard it, but it's kind of it feels like it's moving away. Maybe. In addition to that, just so it's clear, these dogs can reach you up there.
Oh, okay, great.
They're 6 foot at the shoulder, and the ceiling's only 12 feet tall. So, yeah, they could probably reach. I mean, I'm not gonna say they can 100%, but I don't want you to think that you're safe.
All right.
Nobody's safe in
Well-
Delmanwood.
Yeah. Either way, Faywin is gonna say, "All right, don't worry. We'll get back to this later, Bjorn. Do some magic stuff."
Okay, but I'm really confused. I mean,
Cheddar, Falger.
You're gonna walk
come
up.
here.
We're gonna walk up to the door, or are you doing it from down at the southern part of the room?
I'm gonna do it from the southern part because I'm thinking they have to like pull the door.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking they have to like come towards me to like pull the door open.
Okay. Yeah, you do it from the very, very southern part of the room, but nothing seems to happen. They don't move at all.
And just for the record, Adrian moved up to the northernmost column and he motions and said, Come closer. I think it's okay to come up here. They probably cannot hear you from back there, dear."
True. All right. So yeah, she will like push herself along the ceiling, like with her hands like pushing herself, and she'll with all the strength she has, she'll just like push herself off the ceiling and like go down to like touch the floor. And when she's on the floor, she'll say Cheddar, Falger, I called for you.
Excellent.
And then she probably starts floating back up.
Yeah. It's like if you imagine when you go jump into a swimming pool and you like sink very quickly to the bottom, and then like as soon as your feet hit the bottom, it's like you immediately start going back up. That's basically what happened. When you do that, both of the dogs' heads turn towards where you are, and they start walking towards you. And then as soon as they reach that kind of square in the middle, they turn and start walking south, pulling the chains. And as they do, the door slowly opens up. When they get about, you realize at this point that if they had charged at you, they can really only get maybe just past the first column, because once they're there, they're at the full length of their chain. They sit down right there, pretty much right next to Adrian if he didn't move. They just like they like sit and they freeze again with the doors open, and you can see into a chamber, which I will reveal.
"Oh, excellent, Faywin. That was an excellent idea to do this."
Yeah, Faywin will look down at them and go, "Good boys."
Okay. They don't seem to react. I think at this point, you would think they're like reset, but nice. Yeah, you're looking into a room. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Let's see. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay, this is clearly a tomb. You see a sarcophagus in the center, as you may notice. You notice immediately there is a man who is, more or less transparent, clearly a ghost, even to those not well versed in these things. He is sitting, or kneeling, I should say, all the way to the northern part of the room. You see that little bump in the wall there? That is a portrait. It's a painting. He's kneeling in front of it, like a one knee. He has his helmet off, his visor raised on his helmet and his head kind of down. And when you open the door, he stands slowly and he turns towards you. You can see that his face is drawn, and you can actually see like his face is like, you can see lines down his face where clearly he's been weeping for so long that it's actually left like indents in his face and like burned away the skin, even though it's a ghost. And he looks to you, and his eyes light up, and he says, "Finally, you've come. What do you want to do?"
Adrian says, "I've got this one." And Adrian steps up just inside the room and he goes, "Oh, are you Sir Chad?"
Yes. I'm sorry to be so rude. I am Sir Chad. He kind of like does like a bit of a bow, very stiff. You can actually hear the armor like crunching because it's kind of rusty, even though he's a ghost and clearly it's not actually rusty. And he says, I've been waiting for my wedding day. And my bride waits for me, but I cannot leave this chamber. I need you. And he moves like very, very fast towards you. And he falls on his knees in front of you, and he kind of looks up and he says, I am not one to beg, but I cannot leave this room. I've been trapped here for what seems to be an eternity. Only the ring can help me. And you could bring it. And she will grant you a wish if you do. And she has treasures of the Fae. Please.
Please do then. Tell me why I'm Sir Adrian and my companions who are floating on the ceiling back here. You'll see them in a moment, I hope. But anyway, would you please tell me where may we find this ring?
Does everybody else come in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would pull myself along.
Yeah, he kind of looks as you come in and he says, "Ah." He kind of like squints. He says, "Are you friends, ghosts such as I?" They do not appear to be.
I do not know what has happened to my friends. They were fine until just a moment ago when we went into the room down below yours and spoke to your parents, I believe, and something strange happened there. But anyway.
My parents? That doesn't feel right. What did the priests say?
Oh, I did not speak to a priest.
Do the priests not maintain the temple and the grounds of my tomb?
Oh, my good man. I'm afraid time has went by so many years. Things have changed, I'm afraid.
He kind of looks down. He says, well, one can only do what they can in life, but I must think of myself now. The ring that connects me to my love is upon the hand of my corpse. Take the ring down the stairs and enter into Fairy and bring it to her, and we can be reunited.
And you mentioned she will forthwith with treasures for us, right?
Well, yes, of course. I mean, a noble knight as yourself shouldn't care about such things, though. Has the world changed so much?
What I mean is, I have to take these treasures and I will properly donate them to several of the churches to help the poor and the invalid and such.
That I'm sorry to have. I've been down here a while, as you might imagine.
Yes, you have.
If you take the I cannot watch. But if you remove the ring from my corpse, which is in any points, there's only one sarcophagus in here. He points and he says, "Bring the ring down the stairs." Did you see the pool, the wading pool?
Oh, I did. I noticed there was a pool of water. I did not go down there, but I did notice it.
Ah, that is your path. Bring the ring to my love, and all will be better. And then he kind of
yeah.
bows his head down.
Yeah, Adrian will start moving towards the sarcophagi. Can he open it by himself, or is he going to have to get Bjorn to float down to help him?
I'll say, I mean, if you have, do you have like a crowbar or something? If not, Bjorn will have to float down.
I mean, you only have one hand, so.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
I only
Yeah,
got one good hand.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure you can get. I mean, you're still strong, even though you're a lightweight. So yeah, if you grab him by his ankles and drag him down, he'll be able to help you. But yeah, you guys can definitely when you go to reach it, he kind of bows his head in thanks, and he walks up to the portrait, and you can see actually because I didn't really describe it before. This the portrait that he's looking at, it's fairly large, and it is of a maiden. She has long flowing blonde hair, a white robe. On her brow is a star, which you've seen before, right? She's standing amid a stone circle. It looks actually very similar to where the sacrifice was made. So you kind of think it was drawn, or at least painted, I should say, in this area. And he's basically just starts staring at it again. Other things in this room, just so you know, I guess you had a torch, it didn't matter, but there's a long like silver candlestick, like about 4 feet tall, with a large candle on it, kind of like the one that attacked you, except this one is lit and flickering some dim light in here so you can see. But yeah, between the two of you, or all of you, if you want to help, you can eventually open the sarcophagus. You slide it open, and you see sitting inside, or laying inside, I should say, is a skeleton. The clothing seems to they didn't bury him in armor. They buried him in fine clothing, which have since rotted. I mean, it's been 900 years. The only thing that really seems to be there in solid form still, besides the skeleton itself, is on his wrists are these like copper like armbands, like bracers, basically. They are very finely engraved, and they have owls on them, the look of an owl on them, and each of the eyes of the owl seem to be gems. Beyond that, on his finger, on his left finger, where you put a wedding band, is a bronze band set with a moonstone.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it looks empty.
Adrian will remove the ring from his finger.
Okay. As soon as you slide the ring off the finger, the ghost disappears.
Adrian, we should get that over to the pool as quickly as possible.
Yes, I did tell the
Yes.
man I would do that, and I will, of course. I do know where he's speaking of. Please, let's return back to that area.
Yeah, I mean, we should keep the lovers from each other.
Oh no, never. If someone's in love, you always want to make sure they stay together. Maybe you should float up closer to Faywin then.
Yeah.
That was just a cover, Adrian.
Oh, I thought you two were actually in love with each other.
Yeah, Adrian, it was just a cover. So
Ah.
it's
Okay.
okay.
Adrian,
You're all
Adrian,
acting so
stop. Can't you
weird
tell he's
today.
heartbroken?
It's fine. Let's get the ring, and let's reunite them.
All right, let's do this.
All right. Yeah, you guys, you have the ring. You want to head back?
Yep,
To the south?
Adrian will lead the way back to the pool, the stairs down to the
Okay.
pool then.
All right, you're gonna go back the way you came, basically. You're not gonna explore
Yeah,
the.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
just go exactly the same way.
Fair
as
enough.
The first way.
That won't take very long then. So, no owl bears attack you or anything. All right, so you end up back in this room here, as you might remember, the room with the statue who is facing the staircase with a blindfold upon her eyes. She's making the symbol with the finger over her mouth, like a shh symbol. Adrian had noticed before that down these stairs was a glint of light, like coming off of a pool. I don't think he shared that with anybody. But
Nope,
of course,
I don't think he ever did.
Yeah, so-
no.
okay, so that's where we're headed now. All right, so you go down.
He will ask one of the other ones. He will say, "One of you high-flying folks, can one of you kind of maybe go along the ceiling with a torch and light the way for us?"
Yeah, I will.
Thank you, good sir.
Bjorn, you'll have to use your sword. No, don't worry. I'll get the torch.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That's what lovers do, help one another.
Will you stop that?
No, it's okay. I mean, clearly, it was a ruse.
I don't know. Yes, I guess.
No, it's fine. This is turning out to be a bad dream, and I just want to wake up.
Oh,
So,
it's fixing to get much better. We are fixing to have treasures abound everywhere for us. You will be very happy.
yeah, I don't think it's. I think I'm just gonna wake up, and it's not gonna be like this.
Right. True. Anyway, yes, I'll go ahead, and Faywin will push herself down because I think I already have a torch out.
Excellent. Yeah. As you kind of looking down there, you can see what looks like moonlight reflecting off water. But as you get about halfway down the stairs, all of a sudden your eyes kind of adjust to it, and you can actually see that at the bottom of the stairs, you see these about a dozen or maybe more tiny little candles, maybe 2 inches long max, on little tiny candle holders. They're each one shedding just a tiny bit of light, and they seem to be floating almost like an archway around what is a doorway down there. The doorway is if you look through the doorway, you see you can see it in Roll20. I put it in there. You see a pool of water. In the center of the pool is a statue of a maiden. She's white marble, long flowing hair and robes. Upon her brow is a star. So the same one that you see with the finger over the mouth. And you can see that right through that doorway. You're coming through.
Good. Faywin or Paratesta, would one of you be so kind maybe to float over there and deliver the ring? I think it would be better to do that than me try to swim across.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, I can
Go ahead, Paratessa.
do that.
Yeah, Adrian will give Paratesta the ring then to take over.
Okay, yeah, for sure. So you take the ring and you kind of push yourself off, or maybe they try to take you down by your waist and kind of give you a push.
Yep.
Okay. And when you do, you float through. Everybody feels a little strange kind of sensation, and then all of a sudden it's tremendously bright. And you're standing in a forest path. You're standing in snow that's about 2 feet deep, and so it's basically up to like your knees. You look all around. There's no footprints anywhere, so it's like you will obviously teleport there. You can see the path heads off into an open area. But while I switch the map here, keep in mind that you're all floating, and there's no roof above you right now.
Yeah. Faywin's quickly gonna try and use her rope to wrap around a tree.
Yeah, so you're basically in this map that did I move you yet? I haven't moved you yet. On this map that you can see, you're basically on the path to the left. And you can see that it looks like it opens out into a clearing eventually. Yeah, there's lots of branches and stuff, so you can certainly especially if you have a rope, I'm going to say that's no problem. But the other two who don't have ropes, go ahead and just roll a d20 under your dex to see if you can grab something before you float off into nowhere.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you grab a branch. How about...
no problem.
Yeah, so there's lots of low-hanging branches. Like I say, you could tell there's a path here. because it's open enough that snow fell through. If you look out, the forest has deep snow everywhere. So even though there's big heavy trees that have blocked it, there must have been so much snow over time that there's just the forest is just loaded with snow and just these like kind of half like all these fir trees and you know, any kind of evergreen you can think of is kind of growing up through through a very thick forest that seems to head to the path seems to head to the north, and it is very, very, very cold. Because remember, it's the autumn for you guys, so you're not dressed really for this weather.
Do I still have the ring in my hand?
You do.
Okay.
What do you want to do? What's everybody doing? You got floaty people holding onto tree branches. You're probably going to have to deal with that, I suppose. Eventually. So what's everybody doing?
Well, it would seem that we are supposed to go down the road less traveled. And Adrian will start walking that way.
All right.
I'm going to try to pull myself through the trees, branch by branch. I only have the one arm, but...
Adrian, you look back. They seem to be struggling, making their way through the branches.
Yeah, I mean, he'll stop every few moments and just think to himself, oh, what have I got myself into?
Okay. All right, yeah, so you guys are kind of pushing yourselves below the tree branches as best you can, but every once in a while you have to like push off and go like a distance, and you start to fly up, and you're just like, oh, and you hold on again. And eventually, it takes, you know, that probably would have been a 5-minute walk, but it takes probably half an hour for you guys because of your circumstance. You end up, or you can see you're at the edge of, because if you step out into it, you're about to fly away, a large clearing. Now, what you can see here is, if you look at the map, let me shrink this down so you can see it on the watch anybody. Yeah, people watching. Okay, there's a large tower in the center. So I'm going to do a big info dump here, so get ready. So there's a huge white marble tower surrounded by what appears to be a lake that is lightly covered with snow. So you can tell it's a lake because the snow is not very deep, but it has that like crusty snow. I know a couple of you guys from the south, so you probably don't know, but you know, that like inch or so of snow that forms on a lake, it kind of melts and it gets hard and melts and gets hard. As you can tell where the lake is, it's like a depression there. Up to the lake, so probably about maybe like 30 yards or so, it's the same deep snow that that you guys have been walking through. But you do notice that almost directly south of that door, just at the forest edge, leading back and forth, you see footprints. They look very large. Larger than an average person's footprints, and right at the very edge of that forest, right at the edge of the trees, you see like a lot of these weird tall mushrooms growing out of like there's like almost like a pile of them, like all kind of like sticking out and growing in one area. Behind the tower, you could see that there's one part of the ice that's been really clean, and you can actually see it sparkling in the light. There's like very bright sunlight coming down, and it's just a very, very gentle snowfall. Yeah, I think that's all you would see from there. So yeah, you're looking at a tower. I will say this, that yeah, you would realize that if you were to, the floating people, if you come out of the tree line, also, I guess you're waiting for me to say, because you can see it. There is a large crack in the ground, and floating up from it is a very fine purpley slime. Yeah. It seems to go up in almost like a reverse waterfall.
Well, I definitely know to stay away from that area.
You think?
How far is the distance from like where the edge of the icy snowy pond to the door? How far a distance?
From where it's like the pond, like.
Yeah. Let me ping it real quick. Like, say if I walk to right here.
Yep.
To the door.
About 15 feet, 5 yards roughly.
Okay, so not that far.
And about the same. So from where you are, you're like maybe, at a direct angle, you're maybe like 40, 45 feet away. But from the edge, yeah, you're only looking at And that area right where you pinged is where those mushrooms are. They're like kind of just like sitting in the snow growing.
Adrian will look towards Piratessa, or really all of them, but he'll say, "Well, I guess that we could I could walk up to the edge there, and well, I could put a rope. We can put a rope around one of you. You've already got a rope, Faywin, and I can pull you across there, and then you can try to. I will hold on to you, and you can try to float over to the door and see if maybe you can secure yourself there at the doorway. What do you think?"
Sorry, if anyone says, yeah, that sounds like a fairly good idea. But out of character, real quick, Daniel, like,
Yeah.
how much do we know about like the elf land or the elf world or whatever?
Nothing 100%. I mean, you know a little bit because you're a magic user. Like, what do you want to know? You would know legends, basically. You've probably never in your life interacted with an elf.
I believe meta that our characters are in the elf lands right now, but I want to know if my character might be able to come to that conclusion, because I know like
Yeah.
meta data
You would-
that, like things are inverted and backwards and such like that.
Yeah, well, you would know because the knight said that if you went down the stairs, you would go there. I mean,
Oh,
he
okay.
said that. So yeah, but yeah, I think as a magic user, you would probably have figured that out for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's why I
so-
didn't say the magic users might know, because yeah, he did actually say that. So I just assumed everybody heard it. But
Okay, I didn't know. I guess I wasn't. I didn't.
well, you may not have been in the room. I think he said it to Tony's character, so I just kind of assumed it was passed through. So that's my fault. Yeah, he said that she was in the land of fairy.
Okay, I'm gonna say that Faywin, like, I'm gonna say she actually doesn't like. She says like, yeah, sounds good, but she's not really paying attention. She has her journal out and she has like her feet on some branches, like, and she's like standing basically upside down and like feverishly just jotting notes of like everything she sees right now.
Okay, I mean you know, I mean you could be upside down if you want, but it's not going to be very comfortable. I mean, it's not like you became like, you know what I'm saying, like standing upside down is not like your blood would be rushing to your head. But yeah,
Okay.
you can definitely
So
do
it's
that.
not
I mean,
like-
yeah, it's
all
cool.
right,
No,
you know,
yeah,
instead I'll say like I take the rope and like, you know, tie myself to a branch or something so I'm not floating off. Either
Okay,
way, the point,
yeah.
I'm just like I'm jotting down as much information as I can right now. Like,
No, I get it. I
like
mean, you could be
these
upside down. That's cool.
mushrooms and- yeah.
I just want to make sure that it's clear. It's not like, I mean, you're just super light. It's not like there's no gravity. It's just like you're light. So, like, if you go upside down, your hair will be upside down and stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like almost like
I
just your
mean-
skin that's light, basically.
Yeah.
If
No,
that makes
like
sense.
I mean, yeah. Whatever will work.
Sure, you can make notes.
I'm going to say, hey, Adrian, bring us some rocks, please.
Oh, all I
Rocks,
see
heavy
is-
rocks.
All I can see is snow, my dear lady. There is snow everywhere on these grounds.
Well, there must be rocks around.
Adrian, you should just take the ring. Just walk it over there. I mean, they've been waiting for so long.
Well, what if I fall through the ice? Who is going to grab me?
Well, I'll go with you.
Yes, but you'll be floating in the air. I mean, who's going to hold on to you?
Well, just hold on to my heel.
Oh,
If we could get some rocks, we could probably like put them in our pockets or, you know, tie them to our boots or something.
well, dear lady,
Maybe we can walk a little bit.
you do not need the rocks. As I say, throw me the rope down that is hanging around you. I will hang on to the rope, and you and I will go over to the edge there. I will hold on to you while you float over to the door. You'll be safe. I will be holding on to you.
All right. She's gonna push herself off of a branch and like hand him the rope because like, you know, by this point she realizes if she throws the rope, it would just float back the other way.
Mhm. Yeah, so you've got the rope. Well, I'm sorry, what are you doing with that? You're going to push her across?
Yeah, I'm gonna like a balloon. I'm just gonna like a kid with a balloon. I'm gonna just start walking across to the edge there where the lake starts, and I'm holding on to the rope, and then have her have the ring and just float on across to the door and see if she can secure herself somewhere over by the door.
Okay,
Maybe we
so
should all hold on to the rope.
so you have okay. If you all hold on, then you're gonna basically have like three PCs, like a bunch of balloons walking down across the thing. That seems about right. You could certainly do that if you want. But you're saying so she's at the end of the rope, and you're going to give her like a push.
Yep,
So she goes
yeah.
flying to the tower. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, and then that way maybe she can grab something and you'll secure herself over there.
Yeah. So he gives you a nudge there, Faywin. Is everybody also holding onto the rope, like on the other end of it, basically? So you have like a collection of, or does everybody have their own
because
strength?
Otherwise, I'm not sure how we get over there. So, yep.
All right. All right. So I'm just, so Adrian's basically carrying a sack of balloons.
That's what I'm picturing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
That sounds about right. Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead and make a d20 under your dex there, Faywin, to grab the door as he shoves you across the ice.
All right. Oh, nice. 9 and my dex is 11.
Nice. Yeah. So you push her across, and because you give, just like a balloon, right? You give that first push, it stays relatively level, and then you start floating up. But before you get to the tower, you're still low enough that like your foot or whatever hooks on the door, and you're able to pull yourself down. And the door is actually it's polished cherry wood with black iron fittings. The walls, even though it's a marble tower, it's like basically icy cold. So as soon as you touch the wall, you're like, ooh. There are windows, of course. Yeah. I guess, too, since you're standing out there, you would probably notice there's a very thin plume of smoke coming out of the top. Like there's a fire burning inside, probably. So, yeah, you're at the door. You're starting to float again, but you're there. You can hold on, clearly.
Yeah, I'm gonna like knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah, you knock on the. So you're gonna hold. I'm assuming you're holding onto the handle so you don't float away.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you knock on the door. The door opens, and of course you float in with the thing. And inside you are looking at. Oh, let me see. Let's switch. Move you to the other page. Boop. This room here. So basically, what you've got. Well, first of all, a very, very, very tall man, for lack of a better description, opens the door. He's basically looks like he's made out of a giant block of clay. Like his skin is just gray and very like blunt. It looks like it was formed with like somebody's fingers or whatever. Like it's all kind of awkward and thing. He's just wearing like basically like a robe. But on his back, he has like a backpack on that's made out of this like fine red velvet. And in the back, at the top of the backpack, almost like you carry a baby, basically, there's like a little seat there. And sitting in that seat is what you could probably guess is probably some kind of fey creature. He's tall. He's not very tall. He's maybe like 2 feet tall, but his head is almost the size of a person's head. So like his body is probably like 18 inches, and the rest of him is head. Then he's got dark gray skin that's all warty. He has huge eyes. And he's dressed in like the super fine purple robes that are like dangling down, even hang over the whole thing. He's got a huge smile on his face, and you can see that he's got a scroll in his hand. And when the door opens, you come flying in. He immediately says, welcome, guest. What is your name? I will check you off on the list. And everybody from the outside, you see the door open, and basically Faywin go flying inside.
Does he speak in common, like in Wolvish, or is he speaking in like Sylvan?
He is going to speak to you at first in Sylvan. Do you speak Sylvan? You do, right?
I do.
Yeah.
So, what Faywin wants to attempt to say here to him is she would like to say to him, good sir, I'm not sure I would be on the list. I'm only here to deliver a package to the lady of the house. But when she hears it, like people from outside hear her say, fiddle dip, stiddlestick, stomp, fiddle dip, dibble dip, dump, dump. And what he hears her say is something to the effect of oh, your mighty lord of the magical realm. Forgive my my human appearance before your dorm, but I have a gift for the lady of mighty magic that resides in your realm.
Okay, yeah. So he says back to you, in Sylvan, so just speaking of in Sylvan, he says, not on the list, huh? Not on the list. Well, I mean, I could let you in, but you'll need to eat from the pouch of limitless fungus. And he reaches down and he pulls this, like, pouch out, and he kind of holds it open to you to reach in to take a fungi.
Ah, yes, of course. And, she reaches in.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
Of course, she sounds absolutely foolish, both to the elf and to the people outside, when she is saying this.
Well, I know what you're saying.
Absolutely, right.
And
So she still sounds
and
foolish,
so-
even though she's... So that's cool. So just while that's happening, just cut back to the outside. So, yeah, you see her go inside. You hear this kind of strange conversation. I guess Purtessa understands the Sylvan language, as odd as it is. I don't think the other two do, but what do you guys want to do? You can see that she went into the space and she's talking to somebody. A very large person is probably all you can really see.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian's just going to hold the rope until it gets too taut, knowing that, she's at the end of it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
at that point, he's probably going to let go of the rope, thinking that, she's secure enough inside that tower to not float away. So, but he's just going to hold on to the rope and stand there.
Okay, because like you're in like the middle of the rope, like holding it. I'm sorry, just so if you do let go, the other two player characters are on the other end of it. But I guess if she's inside the tower, that'll be fine. But anyways, I'm sorry, Purtessa.
Move herself along the rope, and she wants to go in the tower.
All right, yeah, you can definitely do that. It'll take you a minute, but yeah, you can do that. So you reach into the pouch of a limitless fungi. Let's see what you get. Go ahead and roll me a d12.
Okay. Hoping for a golden mushroom here. 11.
11. Perfect.
Golden mushroom.
Yep. So you take the mushroom out. It is actually, you say I'm looking for a golden mushroom. When you do,
I'm kidding. No.
Oh, all right. Then you don't. You pull this mushroom out. It is purple. And it's on the top. And when you flip it over, it's black. And it's small, like the size of you could easily eat it in one bite. And he pull it out and he goes, ooh. And he rubs his hands together and he just stares at you, waiting for you to eat it.
And respectfully, she will, knowing all about mushrooms, thinks to herself, holy shit, I hope I got a good one. And she will go ahead and she's going to try not to even really chew it. She's just going to do her best to just kind of get it in her mouth and kind of swallow it.
Excellent. Roll d6.
4.
Fantastic. Okay, so Purtessa, you come in. You come through the door just as Feywind's popping a mushroom, and this little guy that's standing on the shoulder or sitting on the shoulders of the hulking doorman, for lack of a better word, looks at you and he says, in Sylvan, he says exactly the same thing. He says, welcome to the party. Let me have your name so I can check you off the list.
Oh, I don't think I'm on the list.
Another person not on the list. Well, then you will have to eat from the pouch of limitless fungi. And he holds it.
Okay. I kind of glance at Feywind.
Long golden top.
I want to see if I can do this.
I can do an experiment.
Did you want to...
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna insist.
Someone's eventually going to get a golden top in this game, and then the game's going to get real fun.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d12 to see what kind of yummy mushroom that you get.
All right. I rolled a 12.
A 12. Best one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you pull out this mushroom. It's golden
Oh,
and
oh,
quite
it's pretty.
and quite hard. He looks at you and he
Look at
says, he looks at you and he says, "Oh, my favorite." Then he stares at
It's
you.
a good one. It's a good one then.
It's my favorite.
Get ready for a trip.
Okay. Yeah, she'll try to gingerly eat it. He said it's hard though, so she's gonna have to really chew.
Yeah, you're chewing on. He says, "Oh, actually, he speaks Sylvan." So he says to the large guy that's sitting on his shoulder, he says, "Oh, get the bucket." And he reaches over and gets a bucket and hands it to you just as you're chewing it. And roll d6.
Okay. 6.
Fantastic for the next 6 turns, which, for those of you at home, is an hour. You start to vomit up a stream of worms and maggots.
Oh god.
Yeah, so you like you're on the ground just like puking, and as you're doing it, he's clapping and he's like, "Oh yes, yes, oh, there'll be food for weeks," and he seems very happy about it.
As this is happening to Pyrotessa,
Yeah.
Faywin begins to just laugh hysterically.
I'm actually not on the ground.
Oh,
Right?
that's right. No, you're not. You're actually floating up in the air, puking up.
Can I puke on this guy's head?
Yeah, you could try to be. Well, sure. You could try to.
That makes me mad. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he's not upset that you puke on him. He actually opens his mouth. He's opening his mouth trying to like eat them and chew them, and they're like spilling all over as you're puking on him.
Oh god. Yeah, this is the worst.
So yeah, outside, you can hear Fei Win laughing hysterically, and Pyrotessa seems to be getting sick. What's the two doing outside?
Adrian is just at this point, he's just beside himself. He's like, I think I should have just stayed in the city and tried to peddle my wares there. I think Pyrotessa's, I don't know, but Faywin seems to have lost her mind now, but he's just going to stand there and keep holding the rope till it gets too taut.
Okay. So what about Bjorn?
Bjorn goes, Adrian, I'm not so sure we should be out here by ourselves. Maybe we should just go inside with them. I mean,
Well, like I say, my good man, I'm not going to walk across that ice and fall through the ice, but please, if you want to continue on in, go right ahead. I will stay here and try to find the warmth.
well, I understand that, but I can, I'll keep you afloat. I mean,
Oh, no. That's quite okay.
okay. Well, I mean, I think it sounds like they need help. I think I should go over there then, and he'll
Well,
start.
no. Don't draw your sword immediately. Wait until you see what you find first.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right, so you start working your way across the rope.
Yes.
All right, so just inside, you would notice this. Well, maybe not so much Pyrotessa, who's puking her brains out. Couple things. The room is furnished with lots of garlands. So you've got white roses and pale blue forget-me-nots are just hung all over this place with ribbons. You can see tons of like winter hats and fur coats just like hanging on these like hooks on the wall, and they're like double and triple hung. Like there's like lots and lots of coats on there. And you see lots of boots and ice skates that seem to be against that northern wall. You can actually see it in the drawing. And there is also, to the right, you see a fireplace. The fireplace seems to be burning icicles. So there's icicles in there that are burning with a blue flame, and there is heat coming off of it. So it's definitely warm in here. Even though you're puking your brains out, you feel much more comfortable. Outside, Adrian is very, very, very cold right now. Bjorn, you're also cold, but you're moving in. The other thing that you hear too, smell too, is that the delicious aroma of baking. So you're like puking, but you're also like kind of hungry because you can smell this really good bread and and like pastries cooking. So yeah, you break in, Bjorn, and this little guy with the giant head says to you, in a language that you don't speak. He says, fiddlesticks, plus this, blah, upside down, or whatever.
Yeah, and he just looks at him, and then looks at Pyrotessa and goes, "Are you okay?"
No. Oh God, no!
What happened?
You really want me to turn and face you? I don't think
Right. So like he tried to talk to you, and she's still puking on his head. So there's basically like worms and like bugs just bouncing off this guy's head as he's talking to you. And of course he hears you speak in the common tongue or Woldish, so he says he changes with the very slowly, like he doesn't actually speak it that well. He says, "Who are you? Are you on the list?" And he like holds up the scroll.
He just looks. Bjorn looks at him and goes, "We're here to see the Lady of the Wood. We have a ring for her." From from Sir Chide.
Eat, and he holds forward the pouch of limitless fungi.
And he goes, "No thanks. Mushrooms have got me in enough trouble already today."
Okay.
It's like, could we just go and take care of this ring thing?
Eat or leave. And he holds the mushrooms.
He will slowly pull a mushroom out of the bag.
Okay. Roll a d12. Don't get a 12.
Yeah, right.
That is a 3.
3. Oh my god, perfect. You eat this so you pull this mushroom out. It's white, like absolutely, not like a white button mushroom, but like it is white.
Yes.
You've never seen such a white mushroom. So it's white as driven snow. And you eat it, and it actually tastes like sweet. So you've never tasted a mushroom like this before. It's delicious. And you're sitting there. This is good. And then Piratessa and Feywin, you notice that his skin has turned a bright purple color. But you feel totally fine.
Phelan sees his skin turn a bright purple color, and just like on a dime, she goes from like ha 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 laughing really hard to suddenly just like crying, just crying her eyes out.
It's like, what? What? This is good. This is actually good stuff. Hey, Adrian, you should try this. It's just mushrooms.
No response.
He looks at the little guy looks at the rope and he says, "We're not heating the outside." But he says it in Sylvan, so so you don't know what he said. But the other Piratessa does, who's now puking again.
I go to get another mushroom from the bag. I'm going to try to look for. Are there white ones in there?
When you look
at the bag.
Yeah, go ahead and look in the bag. Make a save versus spells.
No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you look in the bag, and what you see is a reflection of yourself, with the bright purple. Like it's almost like you're looking at a mirror. Like you can't see into the bag. It looks like a mirror inside.
Okay. God, I can't wait to wake up.
Oh, me neither. Oh God.
I just gotta wake up.
The
Pinch my cheeks a little.
The big clay-looking guy slams the door shut, and it snaps the rope. So you're standing outside with the rope in your hand that's now just dangling, and the three of you inside are floating.
Yeah, Adrian sees the door just slam violently shut and the rope break. He just goes, "Well, I guess I will sit here and try to warm myself until they return." And
yeah, it's quite cold. Make a Constitution check. So just a d20 under your con.
oh yeah, 7 out of 12.
Okay, yeah. I mean, maybe the maybe all the screwed up stuff that's happening is motivating you. No matter how cold you are, you're jogging in place, rubbing your hands together.
Well, he's
so
going.
far-
Well, yeah, he'll also like go to the edge of the trees and maybe like break some branches loose and build a little fire there or something if he can.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. All right, so you start assembling wood to make a fire. All right. It's not. I mean, the other two of you want to explore while Paratessa is puking?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go to him. I'm gonna be like, upside down pancake sign backwards, and I'm gonna say to him like, may we please speak to the lady of the house now? But like as I'm asking, like I'm just still like crying. Please, can we speak to the lady of the house, please?
He says. He just tells you in Sylvan that the party is upstairs, and he points towards the door that's over here. If you're looking at Roll20, no, I can't ping for some reason. Yeah, he points to that door.
Awen, are you okay? Because you seem to be quite upset. Faywin?
Uh-oh.
Love?
Oh, sorry. He's like, no, I'm fine. I swear. And then, like, suddenly she, like, gets jovial and, like, she just starts laughing. let's go to the party.
Yeah. Do you have the ring? We need to bring the ring with us.
Yeah, she, like, nods her head and just, like, pats her belt pouch.
I never gave you the ring, my dear. You're gonna have to come to me to get it.
I thought Adrian gave it to me.
I never gave it back to him. You guys had me walk into the door.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then. Well, Faywin has it. Dude, she points at Faywin. So oh yeah, well, Faywin's throwing up worms. So yeah,
No.
Sorry, Paratessa. So she'll
I
like,
am dreaming.
yeah, she'll
Squeeze
float
my
up.
head even harder.
She'll float up to like Paratessa and like,
I just gotta wake up.
like, can I have the ring?
I just gotta wake up.
Yeah, she pukes on you. She says, "Get away from me. I'm sick." Pukes on you.
Yeah. This like Master Blaster combo deal here is like trying to collect as many of the maggots and worms as they can as you're puking them up. You do notice though that like after like 15-20 seconds, like they just seem to disappear. So like you're puking all over the ground, but there's not really a mess because they just seem to just like disappear. Yeah. So yeah, you can sit there and puke for an hour. That's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. That just means I get to check to see what happens to Adrian outside. Let's see if anything happens with Adrian outside. Wow, Adrian is lucky. Not that lucky, though. All right, Adrian, you've been building a fire. It's all good. Staying, as warm as you can. Go ahead and roll a d4.
All right. A 1.
Oh, fantastic. So out from the path that you had originally come, you see 3 knights, for lack of a better word. They are quite slender and short, maybe only about 5 foot tall. But they're in this like glistening, shining armor, and they're on these really powerful looking but small horses. And they've got lances out and shields, and they've got like banners on their lances, and they come powering out of the woods right past you, and they stop right at the edge of the lake, and they look at you, and they say, "My good man, is this the wedding celebration? I hope that we're not late. Why are you out here?"
Oh, you have found the correct place. Yes, just float across the lake there and to the door and knock 3 times on the door, and they will let you enter. I will be there momentarily. I'm just I'm trying to warm my hands. They were frostbitten earlier, but I will be there shortly. But yes, continue on.
"Oh yes, the cold affects the mortals. So strange you are, and so delicate to the cold.
Oh, yes.
Well, be wary of the wolves." And then they hit their horses' flanks with their feet, and they ride straight at the door, and it doesn't even open. They just ride right through it, like they're in.
Did they,
Inside,
like when they went across the lake? Did it like their horses' hooves touch the snow in the lake, or did they like float
Yeah.
across it too?
no, they ran across. You could actually see big, chunks of snow flies. They run across the lake, leaving marks and stuff from the weight of the horses. But when they hit the door, like the door just like they just go through it, and yeah, and then you're alone again with your fire. They definitely rode across the lake, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah. Inside, puking up. This is near the end of your pukingness. You see three knights, very slowly and eloquently open the door. They walk in. They have their helm, their visors flipped up. They're just beautiful beyond belief. Their eyes glow with a soft blue light. Their faces are well sculpted and youthful, but yet with a strong feel. They have lances, and they kind of lean them against the wall, and they say their names in Sylvan to the man that greeted you, and then they turn and they walk up that through that door that he had pointed at earlier. And just about that time, you stop puking. They don't even really take note of you at all.
Are we still floating?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Yeah, Faywin for like 40 minutes was just like flip flopping between hilarious laughter and like tragic, soul crushing crying. Just for like 40 minutes there, and then finally she stops, and now she has a bit of a headache.
Yeah, Puritessa spews out one last gush of maggots and worms. Oh, I can't even say it.
Yeah.
And she looks at Faye and is like, well, what a pair we make.
Strangely, you're hungry now. Probably because you've been smelling that good bread. What's Bjorn been doing this whole time? Well, your friends have been puking and crying and laughing.
I keep slapping myself, so my
Okay.
cheeks are bright red and raw, and I just keep going. Gotta wake up. Gotta wake up.
Yeah,
Wake up.
this strange man sitting on the hulking shoulders is just laughing at you. When you do it, he finds it amazingly funny that you're doing that.
So Faywin is going to like go. All right, well, let's deliver this ring and get out of here.
Let's go.
That's,
Or,
Why couldn't we did that?
Explore the world somewhere.
I wanted to do that like an hour ago.
Because I was switching between crying and laughing hysterically, and and Pyretessa was puking up worms. Look, I got a headache now. I'm like crying and laughing for like the last 40 minutes.
I'm hungry. Someone smell bread baking?
Mm-mm.
Yes.
You do smell bread. It smells absolutely delicious. And the others probably heard this all along, but now you can probably hear it now because you're no longer puking. You hear like the sound of like soft singing and talking through the door. I'll ping it. I'm gonna try to anyways through this door. Nope, how do we ping it? Nope, that's not what I want to do. Cancel. Through the door. You see the door I'm talking about, right? This door. There it is. Da-da-da. Yeah, you can hear
Wait.
people talking and smell. Go
So
ahead.
does somebody have the ring?
Yes, I
You
do.
have the ring?
Sorry,
Okay.
Faywin. I don't like to be touched when I'm sick.
All right, well, let's head upstairs then.
All right.
Mm,
we'll
it's
just
so
walk
enticing, though. It's very enticing, the smell.
Is it?
I mean, it's bread and pastries.
Aren't you guys
Elvish.
hungry?
We're
We can
not
eat
here for
after we
food, yeah.
yeah after we give. I mean, we've already waited like an hour. I mean, they need the ring.
Oh, that is our mission. All right.
All right, look, just
Okay.
give me the ring and you can go check out the kitchen.
Nope. I'll go with you guys.
All right, you open the door and you see stairs going up.
Bjorn floats up.
Yeah, you float the stairs. You're all floating. This is quite a group. All right, let's see. All right, you float up into the next level. You come up. You should come up right here. Makes no sense, right? Hold on. No, I don't want to enable fog of war. No thanks. Right there, I guess, where you come up. Yeah. Yeah, as you can probably clearly see by this excellent drawing, that there is a feast going on. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Okay, so this large table, the center of the room is just loaded with food. And you're hungry. Loaded with food. There's roasted swan stuffed with blackbirds, mountains of fruit just dripping with syrup. There's wines on ice. There's all kinds of spirits in different colors with bubbles floating above them, and you see trays of various drinks just floating. You see the finest, like you see like a boar just roasting up in the air, like just turning and clearly cooking in its juices. You see tons of like vegetables and in piles and fresh corn and everything that you might think of. But sitting around the table are looks like about 12 people. 5 of them are, well, 3 of them you saw downstairs, the knights, but 2 more are knights. So you see 5 knights. They're sitting. They still have their plate mail on, with their lances right next to them, and they have their visors flipped up, and they're just like nibbling very daintily on the feast. And then you see some very, very like foppish, decadent, look drab people dressed in like just layered in like silks and velvets and fancy hats, and they're drinking, very delicately from these like fancy glasses, and they're just like talking very, very softly amongst each other. They don't actually even like maybe 1 or 2 just kind of side eye you when you come up the stairs, but then they just go back to what they're doing, like you don't even matter. You do see 4 other clearly elves. They're standing basically by that fireplace on the far right side. There's 2 on each side. They are wearing like a chain shirt, and they have like rapiers at their sides. But they're dressed fine besides that, and they're just kind of standing there, almost at attention. And of course, you see the door that's almost directly across from you.
Well, I mean, it would be rude to come here to this wedding celebration and not have a small fight.
This can wait.
I mean, I don't want to be rude. You're purple.
You are purple.
Okay, I'm purple, but this is a dream, and I need to wake up. So we need to get the
if it's
ring.
all a dream, then no harm in indulging ourselves,
Okay,
right, Pirate
listen,
Husband?
love, this is a nightmare for me. Okay, this has turned into a nightmare, and
What
I
if
need
we
to wake up.
sit together? If I sit next to you, will you have dinner with me?
Let's just deliver the ring.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah, let's have some food. And I'm seeing this wonderful food. Yeah, I'm definitely like gonna float over there, and I'm gonna like try and like tie myself down to like the chair.
Yeah, it's funny because when you're looking at the space, right, the table looks quite crowded, with all the seats full. But as you approach, like all of a sudden you notice that there's actually 3 empty chairs right in the corner, with empty plates sitting right in front of them, and the food is just decadent in front of you. You can smell it.
I'm gonna take the middle chair,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, "Come on, Bjorn, you can sit here." And I'm
Just
gonna
want a
pat
little bread,
my
and then we'll
chair.
go. We'll take the ring. I promise.
I think if you wanted to be with your love that you wanted for a long time, you wouldn't want somebody to stop and eat. I think you would want them to go directly and give them the ring.
Oh, that's sad. You're right, Fadewind. He's right.
Everyone's like already reaching out and grabbing like a turkey leg.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You grab this turkey leg, and go to eat it, and yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, she's been laughing and crying for like the past, 40 minutes. She has like a killer headache. she needs something to eat. Like she's not like she's no longer paying attention to you two. Like and she's definitely not going to be all dainty about it. She is eating like a mortal.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you grab this and you bite into this turkey leg, and it is the best turkey leg you have ever had in your life. Like it's unreal how good it is. You've never had one cooked like this. With the flavor and the juices, and it's you've never ever in your life had anything. And you probably can't. You would, even if you weren't so hungry, you wouldn't be able to resist just like devouring it in a very non-ladylike fashion. You can see that they're kind of side eyeing you. Maybe maybe you don't care. They don't say anything to you though. They're just kind of like humans.
Throwing me down some mashed potatoes. Gonna pour me some gravy on there. Get me some collard greens. Grab a couple of rolls.
All right. What are the other two doing? You can see that clearly Faywin has decided to indulge herself. There is that door, if you wanted to leave.
Well, now Bjorn has bummed Piratessa out, so she's gonna no matter how hungry she is, she thinks he's right, so she's gonna follow Bjorn.
All right. So yeah, there's only one besides where you came from. There's only one way out of this space, and that's to set a door right there. So good.
You guys are tied to me, so if you want to, you're gonna have to cut the rope.
Well,
right?
We pulled ourselves along the rope. I don't think we ever tied ourselves to the rope.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, I think they were.
I thought you were tied to the other side or something.
No, and I kind of imagine they're not even part of the rope anymore because they're inside the space, but they could be, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. Yeah, so you make your way to that door and you open it up. Nobody seems to care that you're floating. Obviously, they don't have time for you. They're elves. So yeah, you open that door and the stairs going up. Do you want to go up?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, I wouldn't want to put you up the stairs unless you want to.
Oh no, we're going up.
All right.
We got a delivery to make.
Up the stairs you go. Okay, so you enter into a chamber. It is a bedroom, clearly. You see sitting at the edge of the bed, kind of, I guess, facing you as you come up, the most beautiful, sight that you've seen. These knights below were beautiful in their appearance, but this woman is, and you've seen statues and you saw the painting. They did no justice. You look upon her and she just looks. She's mature and beautiful, yet ageless and youthful. Blonde hair, just the warm kind of glowish blonde, kind of fading off to light at the edges, almost like in the summer where you get that little bit of like highlights in your hair. Her skin is pale, but with just very small hints of freckles, and her blue eyes look like crystal. You could see through them. She's dressed all in white, kind of what you might imagine would be kind of like a wedding gown, but the gown itself is, which is funny. It's kind of just floating around like her, almost like it's like magic, almost like she's sitting in a cloud. And you can see there's a very, very thin band of silver around her forehead, and in the center there's a crystal star, a crystal cut in the shape of a star, I should say, right between her eyes. She looks up. She's sitting with perfect posture at the end of her bed, and when you enter, she turns and looks at you, and she says, "Strangers, perhaps it's true. Perhaps somebody will come and help me." And that's probably a good place to leave it, because I think we're just about 9 o'clock. And yeah, we can leave it for next week. Let me go over here to turn it off. But I think at this point you can see that this is probably who you're looking for.